Fancy some gardening?
Okay.
So we've got to guess where we're going to plant our flowers.
Soil?
Yeah, no. But like the mother goddess of the earth is going to tell us where we should plant. Well, she's not going to tell us.
Okay.
We have to guess.
Okay.
Does that sound like fun?
What kind of tool are we going to use for that?
I don't. Maybe a metal detector. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, if that sounds good to you, check out Tiwanaku. It might be the game you've been looking for.
See you soon.
Ludus Vulpes.
Welcome to Ludus Vulpes. My name's Kirsty.
And I'm Phil.
You join us as we run through our thoughts of Tiwanaku. I never say it properly.
Tiwanaku to you too.
I don't ever know how to say it. From Sit Down Games.
The game previously known as Pachamama.
Yes. It's designed by Oliver Gregory. I think that's how you say it. Gregory.
Okay.
And artwork by Raphael Samach.
So, on Tiwanaku, you
Tiwanaku.
are playing as a Queshka farmer, and you are trying to understand where the Mother Spirit, the Pachamama, would like you to plant your crops. And you're doing this by discovering what landscape lies beneath the misty veil. And once you understand the landscape, then understanding where the Pachamama would like you to grow your crops and which crops she would like you to grow. So, shall we have a look at how the game plays?
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea, Phil.
Fab, cool, Danny.
See you at the table.
Hi, and welcome to Tiwanaku, and your interactive guide for the Tiwanaku board game. I guess not in his voice now.
Yeah, okay. It's going to grate on some people.
It's already grated on me, to be fair. It's like cheese on a sandwich.
Allow me to talk you through the board that you see in front of you. So here you have your crops, which are crop circles in different sizes. Starting from 1, which is
Sweet potato.
sweet potato. 2, which is
Leaves.
3, which
chilies,
is 4,
maize,
and 5.
quinoa.
Okay.
Quinoa.
Quinoa. We have our scoreboard here, which has the score track around the edge, and you also have your individual victory point tally per area on the board. And what I mean by that is you times the number of points you gain when you get something right by placing that tile in line with the number of other tokens you have. So Phil here, when he moved the blue one up, got 2 points, 3 points for having 2 others there.
So as soon as you, at whatever level you enter, however many other discs you've got at that level, you're going to get that many points.
You make it sound so easy.
I've taught a lot of board games. Landscapes are sand, mud, grass, and mountains, or as Kirsty calls the mountains, water, because they're blue.
Occasionally I get a little bit confused. It's okay. The aim of the game is to guess or work out, deduce, that's the word, which land type is in which square, and then once you know that, which crop is growing on that land type.
Should be planted on that land type, because the Pachamama only likes certain things, and you have certain pieces of information to work from.
Yes.
And those pieces of information are a combination of 2 things. One is the game starts with some crops already on the board and some tiles already on the board. And you know a few things. So you know that in a particular set of terrain, so it could be this 4 blue here, you can only have 1 of each crop type in that terrain. So if this is limited to an area of blue, it will have it will have sweet potato, leaves, chilies, and maize. It will not have quinoa. But if this one was a blue as well, a mountain area, then all 5 of these would appear in here. Now, when you're placing a crop, you know that the crop cannot be adjacent to another crop of an identical type. So that counts for diagonal adjacency as well as orthonological adjacency. So as I'm looking here, my little dude here is on a chili, which is worth a value of 3. So I know that none of the 8 spaces around that chili are going to be another chili. So that is the kind of information you've got to work from. And obviously, if you see a landscape tile with, for example, this 4 maize on it, you know that that area of sand is at least 4 squares large. Could be 5, could be larger, but must be at least 4 squares large. So that's the information you're going to have to deduce what other pieces are on the board or need to be added to the board.
So, how do you know whether the piece that you're guessing is incorrect or correct?
Okay.
You'll notice on the board here, there are grid references. So along here, you've got your eagle, lizard, alpaca or llama, snake and turtle. And along here, you've got water, leaves, mountains, fire, sun, rainbow, cloud, moon and star. You find the square of which you're looking for. Phil, would you like to have a go?
Thanks. So, on your go, before we get to check, you get to move one of your meeples on the board. Now, there are 5 meeples per player and 2-player game. That reduces the increased player count. When you move, you start off with no pieces on the board, and pieces must approach from the edge of the board, which is why the sort of centre of the board is a little bit clear. And when you move a meeple, you stop at any location that hasn't got a crop on it or hasn't got a meeple on it. Now, you cannot pass through your opponent meeple. You can, when you reach a meeple of your colour, change direction, and if you reach a crop, you can also change direction.
Yeah.
But I'm going to move here, like this, and that means I now need to guess the landscape that's there, and I'm going to guess that this is a mud landscape.
Okay. When you are guessing a landscape, the player who's actively guessing gets to do the guess themselves.
So
using this incredible piece of equipment.
So I'm on the alpaca line here, so I'm going to turn this dial here to the alpaca, and I cross-reference that with mountains. So I'm going to turn the dial, it's really hard to see and let you see, but I'm going to turn the dial to mountains. And then on this side of the dial, I can reveal a little window that tells me it is mud.
It's mud.
It's there. So I close that now. I can flick that around, just randomise it a little bit. But I'm going to now take a mud tile from here. I'm going to put it underneath my little dude. So I have now got, we know that that terrain is a mud terrain. Now, I now score by moving my white marker up on the mud landscape 1 space. I jump across. I've got 4 discs at that level, so I'm going to score 4 points, which is the most you can score. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I thank Kirsty for setting me up for that.
You're most welcome. So the other side of guessing, which I'm just going to show you on my example round, is guessing the crop type. Now, as Phil said, there's a little bit of deduction here. So I know that this space is 4 large. It's already got 1 sweet potato, 2 leaves and 3 chilies. It can only be a 4 maize. So I'm going to guess 4 maize in this space. The difference with the crop being is that I can't guess that. Phil guesses it.
But I work the dial.
Phil does the mechanics side of it. I'm not allowed to do that.
It's a water lizard.
Yes.
And then this time we open the other window, and Kirsty has guessed that it's going to be maize, which should give us the number 4 in the bottom, and it has. So Kirsty then takes a crop tile, places it into place underneath her meeple, scores 4 points for that crop. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if she hadn't already got the maize token, she would take a maize token. Now, there are 1 of these available for each crop type, and on your turn, after you finish your go, you can cash them in. If you cash, I've got 3 at the moment, Kirsty's got 3.
Yeah.
If we cash those in, they'd be worth 3 points. If we cash 4 of them in, they'd be worth 6. And if we cash all 5 different crops in, we get 10 points. So you're going to be holding out for maybe the 10-point mark on these ones. But cashing in at 4 is all right as well. And it means you want to kind of reveal things as you go. Now, because Kirsty got that right, she also now has the opportunity to guess another landscape tile. Should she want, she doesn't have to, because if she gets it wrong, whatever crop gets placed there, if she's got it wrong, it'll be minus 5 points. Minus points for the tile. So if she guessed that this was, 2, which was the leaves, and it turned out it was quinoa, she'd lose 5 points.
So, for an example, I might as well just randomly guess something. So here, we know that this is either 4 or 5 spaces large, this mountain area. We don't know yet which it is, because this one hasn't been revealed. We know that this cannot be a 4 because it already has next to it 4s. We know that it can't be a 3 because it already has the 3. And we don't know what these spaces are yet. So I'm going to have to go on a random limb here and either guess a 1, a 2 or a 5. Now, I don't want to lose too many points. So for this example, I'm going to guess a 1.
Just to be clear, it doesn't matter which one she guesses for losing points.
No, it doesn't. It just means the number of points I lose if I get it wrong. So either 1, 2 or 5 points. I'm not willing to lose 5 points at this stage in the game.
You only lose what goes down. So if you guess wrong and it is a 5,
that's what
you
I
lose
meant.
5 points. If you guess 1 and it's a 5, you still lose 5 points. So actually, guessing 5 is almost a safer bet.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying if it's right, you get 5 points, and if it's wrong, you lose less than 5 points.
I'll guess the 5.
Are you sure?
No. The reason being that at the moment, either this is only a 3 or it's a 4 and this is as big as it's going to get as a 4. And the reason why I know this is there is only one mountain tile left. So either this is a mountain, this is a mountain, this is a mountain, this is a mountain, or there's one on its own. So it's a big chance to go for the 5 here.
It's a crazy chance, I think. I might leave it if I were you.
Okay.
So I'm going to move to here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess that that's a 2 leaf. So that is, I want a leafy alpaca, please.
Okay. So we turn the disc.
Said it was really hard to see.
I've got it to the alpaca here. And then we open the crop circle, and Phil is indeed correct. It is a 2.
So I get
which means he gets 2 points.
That's out. Score 2 points.
And he gets to take the token, which means he now has 4 offerings.
Which I'm actually going to cash in at that point, because then I can start collecting all kinds of wonderful things again. And that's going to give me 6 points. So I think 4 points is worth it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 points there for me. Plus, I can now start collecting those tokens again. They're all available to me. I'm not going to guess any other ones because I don't have enough information.
So I think that kind of gives you an idea of how the game works. So let's give you our feedback on what we think of this game.
Okay, Tiwanaku, what do we think of you? And that rhymes.
Oh, so that's beautiful.
So, Tiwanaku is I think, if you ever wanted to play Minesweeper, the board game, Tiwanaku is the game for you. It is a really nice deduction game. It's got, I can't explain it clearly enough or cleanly enough to say, actually, you always feel like you have enough information to do something, and you'll be wrong. Like 30% of the time, you'll guess wrong. But only 30% of the time, because there is actually a lot of information on the board. Even at the start, when there's only like maybe 4 tiles on the board.
Yeah, I think we had 5 at the start.
Yeah, the first 4 or 5 tiles have all got the crops automatically placed on them as well. So you've got quite a bit of information to start with. And then it's just about growing the board and trying to deduce what's there. And actually, because you don't lose points for guessing landscapes, that's a safe bet. But you're not going to score big points until you start guessing the crops, and that's when things start to get tricky. Yeah. And I think I would never have envisaged like a Minesweeper style board game, and because I wouldn't have thought it would easily be replicable. But this game does it really well, and actually is a really fascinating and entertaining abstract strategy game that just plays in about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, depending on whether people want. You will find you want time to think.
Yes.
So when you have those turns where you're like, hang on, just 1 minute.
Just bear in mind that. You'll just be doing some calculations like I was. Right, okay, there's a 1 there, there's 2 there. I mean, obviously that one was quite simple with the 4. But like when I was talking through this section here with the mountains, it could be a 5, it could be a 2, it could be a 1.
You will find yourself talking out loud sometimes on what you think, which clearly in a competitive game you should not do. But there's something about articulating this stuff out loud that actually really helps you crystallise it up here. It kind of resonates. Yeah, and so you'll find yourself talking out loud, which you really shouldn't do because it's a competitive game. But it's still fun. It's fun to listen to somebody else is struggling in the same way you are.
So for me, obviously, I got the memo to dress similar to the patterns on the board. Other people didn't. No, jokes aside. This was I wasn't sure about purchasing this one, and the reason why, it was on one of my lists in previous years, and I was really looking forward to it, and it was listed as Pachamama, and suddenly the Kickstarter, everything just disappeared. It got taken down, and then it came back again. It was exactly the same game, and it was Tiwanaku instead of Pachamama, and I was like, well, why have you done that? And I was a bit nervous about it, but actually what it was they just needed to do a name change, wasn't it?
Yeah, they weren't comfortable with the name. Yeah, so they changed the name, and I think it probably gave them a little bit more development time anyway, which is never a bad thing.
No. And I'm so glad that I've taken the chance with this one, because it's such a beautiful game. The components are great. This little masterpiece here is beautiful. The iconography is easy, straightforward, easy to follow. My normal worries about colour with red and green are completely taken away because of the iconography that's used on there. So even if you can't see the colours, you can still see the different crop types. It's very clear. The land types, again, exactly the same. They're marked around the edges, so even when they've got crops on, if you're colourblind, you can understand the difference with the different styles of landscape. This game is beautiful. It doesn't take up too much space. It's quite compact. We've got everything on a board here, and you've just got your scoreboard. There's not excessive player boards. No. This gets passed around. Everybody enjoys it. Yeah, it's really tight, compact, beautiful, very clever, well thought out game.
So I would like to talk about setup, because we didn't talk about that, and I'm going to do something that I shouldn't do mid-game, because we always finish these games.
Oh, no.
So I think it's fine.
Can you not show the ones from the box?
No, it's more fun.
No!
So here is a little pin.
Spoiler alert.
It's a screw-in pin, and you're going to screw it out. And actually,
you have to take both sides out.
Yeah, you do. I'm going to take the disc out upside down so that we can't actually see.
You at home will see, but we won't see.
Yeah, so push that out a little bit, and then I've got the other side. There we go. So take this out, and in the thing we're spinning actually comes out. So it goes like this.
This is how you might need to put the overhead on.
I'll just put the overhead back on. Sorry. So this now.
This is your starting setup.
Yeah, this is your starting setup. This is all the information you get at the start of the game. And then on the other side is the references for every other grid.
We'll close our eyes and you flip it.
Okay, so that then goes into here, and there's it's
clear,
the top one. It's the top one there. It just goes slots in there. Once that's in, you're going to just place the pin back in.
To give you an idea, is it like, how many others? Something like...
There's enough.
30, 40, and maybe...
I think it's 15 actually in the base
15,
game.
And then
I think
there's another 5.
A few extras in.
Yeah.
And then there's 5
A, B,
small
C, D.
Games, small,
they're the small. Yeah.
Version on it as well.
So you can just do fold the board over and have it as a small, quick game as well.
Yeah. And actually, when you do that, this board goes away and is actually a sideboard on the board. So it's a really nice. Sorry,
let's have you back.
It's a really nice setup, and actually 15 discs doesn't sound like a lot. You say, oh, that's 15 games, but if you are capable of memorising those discs off by heart, then I want to say congratulations, because you have done well. This is a game for me that, yes, it's an abstract strategy game. So for those people who like theming, the theming in this is pretty light. It is there though.
Yeah, it's
not,
yeah.
It's not completely ignored.
And it's very respectful.
It is very respectful, I think, anyway. But it is there. There is a theme there, but it's very light. It's not quite pasted on, but it is light. And if you like a lot of theme in your game, Tiwanaku is not for you. But if you like a nice competitive, deductive game where you're basically playing the old computer game Minesweeper, then this game is absolutely fantastic. And I think actually for me, it comfortably sits in everyone's collection.
Yes.
Now,
there aren't many games that are like this.
No, and unless you are absolutely opposed to this style of deductive abstract, in which case don't buy it. But actually, if you like an abstract game, then this game is worth buying. It's not too expensive. It's probably about £35.
Yeah.
And you probably find it a little bit cheaper than that. And there's a lot of game there, and competitive Minesweeper is a thing, and it's a thing in this game.
Yeah. The other thing as well is that there are games out there that are deduction games, such as Search Planet X, Scandalo,
Orchid Guests, which
Orchid
is
Guests. What else is there?
There are.
As examples.
Yeah,
this feels a far more accessible game for that. So if it feels more of an introduction game of that style. There's no app required. There's no referencing required. It's just all the answers are here.
Yeah, and this is so tactile and physically satisfying when you're playing with it as well. It's quite nice.
Yeah, it is.
So for everyone who needs a fidget spinner in their life, this is your new biggest fidget spinner.
Yes.
And because it's an intro game to deduction games, I think it's a little bit more than that, actually.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, in comparison to those other games, this would be...
But I think with this one as well, there's enough game to keep gamers happy for a good long time. And it's not like a lightweight intro game that you're gonna, after you've played it 5 times and people have got used to it, you're going to put it away and then wait for the next newbies to come along.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the case. No. You're going to be happy to pull this game out and play it on a fairly regular basis. And I think from a development point of view, from an art style point of view, from a component point of view, and from a game mechanics point of view, this is a very, very good game.
Very much so. It's also got a solo mode built in. We haven't actually played it.
And a cooperative mode.
But there's also a cooperative. This is what I was literally about to say.
Sorry.
There's also a cooperative mode. So there's plenty of different variability and variety there for you.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is if playing competitive Minesweeper doesn't sound like a game you want to play, just don't pick the game up because you won't like it. But you will enjoy it if you like abstract deduction games and you want a game that you can play multiplayer and people feel like they're constantly interacting with each other in this game, and it's there. And when you all spot the space that you know is like the maze, and you're like, okay, I'm not going to get there.
Yeah.
But if they guess it, then I might be able to guess that. So I'm going to move to that. It's just nice. Yeah. It's a really nice... Even the movement on the board feels nice, and in fact it reminds me very much of some of the sort of Eastern board games from sort of Taiwan, and where you've got an exciting and interesting puzzle as a core driver for the game, and that's what this is. It's an interesting and exciting puzzle. So I'm really happy with Tiwanaku. I think it's a fantastic little game. Yeah,
it's beautiful. Sit-down games generally deliver a really good game. We've done really well out of them in the last few years. What have we had? We bought Gardeners from Essen. We got Fairy Lights from Essen. Magic Maze. And now we've got this beautiful little one as well.
All good.
Yeah,
all good. So if you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, please like and subscribe.
Don't forget, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for Leaders Full Pairs.
Thank you for your time today.
Thanks everyone. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.